Sit down.
Okay, if I talk, I'm kind of nervous when I take tests.
Just please don't move.
Oh, sorry. I already had an IQ test this year. I don't think I've ever had
The
one of
action
these.
time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Now answer as quickly as you can.
Sure.
1187 at Hunterwasser.
That's the hotel.
What?
Where I live.
Nice place?
Yeah, sure, I guess. Is that part of the test?
No. Just warming you up, that's all.
Huh. It's not fancy or anything.
Are you in London?
No, but near it.
Okay, cool. I almost was in London a couple years ago, but I didn't know I was going to go to LSE, but ended up deciding not to go.
You're in a desert, walking along in the sand when all of a
Is
sudden...
this the test now?
Yes, you're in a desert, walking along in the sand when all of a sudden you look
What
down...
one?
What?
What desert?
Doesn't make any difference what desert. It's completely hypothetical.
But how come I'd be there?
Maybe you're fed up. Maybe you want to be by yourself. Who knows? You look down and you see a tortoise, Leon. It's crawling towards
Tortoise? What's that?
Never heard of the New York Times.
You've never heard of the New York
Bear
Times?
with me. I've never heard of them.
But what about Salon.com? Have you heard of them?
Is that a bar?
No, it's a newspaper. Well,
A newspaper?
I say generously, it's a regressive outlet.
you. You know what a turtle is?
Of course.
Same thing.
Okay, I'm looking at an article from Salon.com. White people are more racist than they realize.
Never seen a turtle. But I understand what you mean.
So I would assume that the article is just saying that a fair amount of white people hold some biases that they're not necessarily aware of which
Okay.
that's
Okay, hang on.
undisputably
Let's take that
true
point.
and not terrifyingly controversial.
Great. Okay, let's take that point. So now, if we have data that's very similar that shows us that, for example, the large number of Muslims hold a conscious bias. In fact, this is actually their opinion and attitude on a certain subject, and that subject is remarkably illiberal. What should we do?
Well, here's what we should do. First of all, what you need to do when you talk about Muslims, obviously, is, first of all, disaggregate that polling data. And any good polling data on quote-unquote white people is going to do that as well. So we
Right, but
know
that-
as... No, let me finish. You want... I'll finish.
No, but that's
I'll
not
finish. No, I'm answering
That
your
is an
question.
important
Just because
point.
you don't like the direction
That
I'm going in
wasn't-
doesn't mean I'm not going to answer it.
That wasn't your first response about the thing about white people.
You reach down, you flip the tortoise over on its back, Leon.
Do you make up these questions, Mr. Holden? Or do they write them down for you?
You went on to justify it because it was about white people. As
I
soon
didn't
as it becomes
justify
about
it. I said that was probably what the
you have to
article
now
was.
put in a caveat at the beginning.
That was probably what the article was. Well, I didn't say how I would write the article. I've never read the article. So I'm not going to get into these mental gymnastics with you. I can
This
only
is not-
speak.
if you
No,
think
because
this
I'm
is
going to
mental
speak to.
gymnastics,
No, because you still have not
If you
defined
really
how
in the right
I'm
culture.
a regressive leftist. You haven't answered any of my questions, and you're not responding to anything I'm saying. You're talking about an article that I haven't even read. So I'll answer your question if you stop interrupting. If not, you can go ahead.
The tortoise lays on its back, its belly baking in the hot sun, beating its legs, trying to turn itself over, but it can't. Not without your help.
Are you uncomfortable talking about these ideas? Because, like with
Nope.
Ben Affleck and Sam Harris on the Bill Maher show, as soon as Sam was trying to explain that, look, we know who these people are that hold these ideas. We know exactly how many people hold these ideas.
And we know exactly what they're doing.
And we know exactly what their
And we
ideas
need
are.
to know
yeah.
exactly
so
what they're
why
doing.
can we not talk about these ideas?
How many people hold these ideas?
Well, it depends which idea you're talking about.
Well,
Would
take
you
your
like me
pick.
to-
Take your pick.
Okay, well, Sharia law, for example. I mean,
Okay.
sure, I presume you're not in favor of Sharia law, right?
Well, I am not in favor of any type of religious.
Okay, but do you agree with Sharia law?
I can explain what Sharia law is to you. I could also play your game where I could say I've already answered it and try to move on. Okay.
Being gay is very illegal in most places. It has a-
You don't say.
popular thought.
You don't say.
Right, now, is this something that you think U.S. foreign policy is responsible for?
It depends which aspect of it you're talking about. So, as an example, there is undoubtedly in places like Saudi Arabia, the way we combat that homophobia and that idea is by, again, shifting policy to support activists and allies on the ground, which is contradicted by saying that Islam is one monolithic thing and is
Nobody
garbage.
said
That's the
Islam is
problem.
one monolithic thing.
You said it was the mother load of bad ideas. That sounds
It
pretty
is a
close.
mother load of bad ideas. All of
Okay,
these
so
ideas are really,
you're-
really widely held in Islam, and
So
they're
how
really
are you
bad
going to be an
ideas.
ally for someone who doesn't view Islam that way,
Hey,
who's on the
hey,
ground fighting to reform it? You're a
Why would they
performative
need to reform
contradiction.
it if it wasn't like that?
It's like everything. That's what religion
No,
is.
it's rampantly homophobic. We can agree on this,
At this
right?
particular historical
Yes,
moment.
yes. We're not talking about tomorrow or yesterday.
We
We're talking
are.
about right
No,
now.
no. I'm
Right-
talking
right
about
now,
everything because
yeah?
I look at things
No,
historically.
no. But we, for this discussion, we're talking about right now.
No,
Do you-
we're not.
Yes,
No,
we are.
no, we're
And
not.
we've just
As a
agreed.
sort of
Even
overarching
yesterday
concept.
before, but we're not doing it. We're talking Sharia law specifically and particular
personally find it
instances
really tolerant.
in Sharia law that
You
we
just
have
took
to have a problem with as
example
liberals.
that is so far out
no,
of the
I
realm
don't
of
agree.
certainty
Okay, let's just
that-
go back to the
anything I've
homophobia
seen.
example then. Let's
Okay,
just
go back to the
homophobia.
homophobia example.
We know that 93% of the people in the Middle East are homophobic, right? So why do you think there are so many people in the left who are tolerant of that idea?
First of all, you know one stat from that is actually not current, and things have been changing to some degree. But we'll
How
table
much?
that.
How much have they changed?
Not not as much as they
You don't
need
know,
to.
do you?
Not as much as they need to.
Exactly.
But
Okay,
here's-
explain
but here's-
exactly the problem then.
Okay.
The problem is that you are making a distinction on people based on their race. Mm-hmm. Do you not understand that that is a bad thing?
In terms of, again, historical and actual reality and the process of
terms of
American
things of the
history,
Middle
it is not a bad thing.
That's the problem.
But look,
I don't think bombs are going to solve the problem in the Middle East. I think better ideas will. And people like you and the regressive left are preventing better ideas from coming to the fore.
But you're not helping.
What do you mean I'm not helping?
I mean, you're not helping. Why is that, Leon? They're just questions, Leon. In answer to your query, they're written down for me. It's a test designed to provoke an emotional response. Shall we continue? Describe in single words only the good things that come into your mind about
White History Month.
White History Month.
Let me tell you about
White History Month.